So are you ready to learn about farms? Great! A great way to learn about a subject is to read nonfiction books about that subject, like this one. This is a nonfiction book about farms. The title is Farm. Now, a nonfiction book is a book that is not made up. It has information that is real. It has facts that are real. It gives you really good information about the topic that you want to know. Okay, so let's get started. This is called Field Trip to where? The Farm, and it's written by Angela Lepper. She's the author. Do you remember a page that looks like this before? That's right. When we read the nonfiction book about firefighters, there was a page called the Table of Contents. Now, nonfiction books are really fun to read because you don't have to read it from beginning to end in that order. You can jump around. You can go to different sections of the book depending on what you want to find out. So let's look at the table of contents. I'm going to read them to you and let's see what we want to learn, because we're probably not going to read the whole book today, okay? So this section is about where does our food come from? And the numbers over here are the page numbers. So if I wanted to read about where does food come from, I will turn to page 4. What is a farm? What kinds of crops are there? What are some other crops? What kinds of animals are there? What are some other animals? Are there any birds? What are the buildings for? Are there any machines? There's a farm map and a picture glossary and an index. So, what are you interested in finding out more about? Oh, that's a good idea. This is our first day working on the farm, so let's go and see what is a farm. Good idea. Let's go. Let's see. Do you see that? What page is it on? Page 6. So I have to turn to page 6. There it is. What is a farm? There's a question mark. That means we have to think of an answer. And you know, in TK, and as you grow up, sometimes we can find answers just by looking at the pictures first. We don't even have to read the words yet. So let's look at this picture. What do you see? Me too. I see a field of plants. They look like corn plants, huh? Now, I have a question. Do you think the person that planted this farm full of corn, do you think that person and his family can eat all the corn that is there? Probably not, huh? That's a lot of corn. So why do you think he planted all these corn? To share with everybody else? That's a good idea. Oh, and I see over here, oh, that looks like a baby animal. And they're feeding it. Do you see that with the bottle? Oh, did you notice it's the same picture as on the cover? Yeah. So, if I were to answer this question just by looking at the pictures, I would say a farm is a place that has lots of plants and lots of animals. Okay, let's see. Let's read and see and find out if we're right. Farms grow plants for food. Were we right? Yeah. These plants are called crops. Is that a new learning? Yeah, plants that are grown to be made into food, that's called crops. Farms have animals too. Farmers take care of the farm. So she must be a farmer, huh? Do farmers have to be just boys or men? No, farmers can be women. They can be kids. These are kid farmers. Yeah, you don't have to be just a guy to be a farmer. Okay, what else do we want to know about? Let's go back here and look. Do you want to find out about the type, what kinds of crops are there? Or should we look into what kinds of animals are there? Raise your hand if you want crops. How about animals? Oh, I think there are more animal hands. So let's look at animals. What kinds of animals are there? It's page, has a 1 in the front and the 2 in the back. What page is that? It's page 12. You got it. Let's see. I'm going to turn to page 12. And the page numbers are on the bottom, you see, right here. What kinds of animals are there? What does that look like? Some cows. How about this? A pig. Are there other types of animals? Oh, what does that look like? A sheep. What is happening to the sheep? Yeah, he's being sheared. Let's see. So now, let's read. Some farms have cows. Farmers get up early to feed them. Some farms have pigs. They live in pig pens. Some farms have sheep. In the spring, a shearer cuts off the sheep's wool. Oh, that's what he must be doing right here. This must be a shearer, and he's kind of like shaving the wool off of the sheep. The soft wool comes off in big pieces. Later, it is used to make clothes. Did you know that? Did you know that the wool off of a sheep can be used to make clothes? If that's a new learning, yeah, you should put your L up, okay? Very good. Should we read some more? Yeah? Okay, let's go back to the table of contents. Let's see. Should we go and read about what kinds of crops are there? Or are there any birds? Oh, that's interesting. Let's go look at that one. Number 16. Do you think there are any birds on a farm? Yeah? What type of birds? Some chickens? Ducks? Good. Anything else? Oh, turkeys? Okay, well, let's see what this book has for us. Are there any birds? Ooh, what do they look like? They're bigger than chickens. They look like turkeys. Yeah, but they're white. They're not colorful. They're like not brown like the turkeys we are used to, huh? And what is that? Yep, that's a chicken. Okay. Some farms have turkeys. People eat turkeys at Thanksgiving. That's probably why there's a turkey farm. Some farms have chickens too. What do you think we get from chickens? Eggs, of course. People eat the eggs that hens lay. And sometimes we eat the chicken too, don't we? All right. Do you want to find anything else out about a farm? Let's see. What have we not read about? What kinds of crops are there? What are some other crops? How about what are the buildings for? That sounds interesting. Okay, so let's go to page 18. Ooh. 17, 18. What are the buildings for? Farms have many buildings. Chickens live in a hen house. They have their very own place. Cows and sheep live in a barn. There's the red barn. A tall silo holds their food. Do you see this silo? Yeah, once the crop is harvested, you have to put it in a place to keep it safe, right? So farmers keep them in this tall cylinder building called a silo. It reminds me of The Good Dinosaur. Do you remember that movie? Yeah, and yeah, that's where they kept their food too, huh? All right. Oh, we might have time. Should we finish the book? Okay, so what kinds of crops are there? What are some other crops? Are there any machines? Let's go back to the crops. Okay, so this is page 8. And remember, we were on page 18 and 19, but this is a nonfiction book, so you can jump back and forth. Not a problem. So I'm going to go to page 8. It says, what kinds of crops are there? Farms grow many kinds of crops. Some farms grow corn. Were we right? Yeah, that's a cornfield right there. Farmers plant corn in the spring. They pick the corn in the summer. Oh, that must be springtime because it's green. And this must be summer because I see he's got a basket and it's full of ears of corn. What are some other crops? What are some other crops? The pumpkin. Do you remember our field trip to Tanaka Farms? Yeah, we picked a lot of vegetables, didn't we? We also got a pumpkin of our own just like them, and we had to carry it to the bus all by ourselves. What are some other crops? Some farmers grow pumpkins. And we know that from our own TK garden. What color is that pumpkin? It's green. They start out green when they're young, right? And then they grow and they get bigger. And when they're ripe, they turn to a different color like yellow or orange or deep orange like this one. Okay, first pumpkins are green. Look it, we knew that just from the picture. In the fall, they turn orange. You can pick your pumpkin, your own pumpkin at some farms, like Tanaka Farms. All right, I think we're almost done. Do you have time? You do? Would you like Ms. Blue to just finish the rest? Okay, thank you so much for giving me time to finish. All right, what about this one? Are there any machines? Number 20, page 20. Oh, there's 17, 18, 19, and page 20. Are there any machines? The farmer has many machines to help him. He pulls the machines with a tractor. Do you see that tractor right there? It's a big, powerful vehicle. Tractors can pull a big wagon. It's hooked up right there. It's hitched to this wagon. You may go for a ride. Do you remember we went on a wagon ride at Tanaka Farms? And what pulled our wagon? A tractor! You're right. Oh, wow. This is a farm map. Look at this map. So, what's being grown on this field? Peas. How about this field? Corn. And this field? Pumpkins. And even the animals have their own spaces. And then over here you have the barn and the silo. And you've got a tractor and a wagon. Very nice. And at the very end, they have a picture glossary that's like a dictionary. So if you didn't know any words, you can come back here and they will give you an explanation. For example, if you didn't know what a silo was, you can go look. Oh, there's a picture of a silo and it's on page 19. And a silo is a farm building that holds food for animals. Okay? So, did you like our book on the farm? I hope you learned a few things, but we will be continuing to learn more about the farm. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.